Remember when all you had to do was just be regular? Like you didn't need to have makeup on? I don't know why black women have always been obsessed with wigs, back then, hard ones. But remember when we didn't need all the extras to be spectacular? Now I don't know what's wrong with you bitches.
Yellow diamonds look like PP.
Kendra Truesdale absent-mindedly pushed clothes along the racks, annoyed by this unexpected encounter. Lamont's new singer looked very young. She had to be at least 10 years younger than Kendra. 18? And she was pretty, beautiful, really, just the kind of girl Lamont would like. Kendra hated her already. Kendra had once thought Vanessa might be her sister-in-law. Now Vanessa couldn't spare more than a minute to talk to her. How about a, hey Kendra, what have you been up to? Girl, because you ain't a part of the family no more. They done moved on. They done moved past you, girl. That be the worst part about a breakup sometimes. Sometimes it be more about breaking up with the family more than breaking up with the ninja or the bitch, depending on what you're doing that day. Hey Kendra, what have you been up to? That would have been nice. But she'd learned not to expect too much from Vanessa. That one was so self-involved. Maybe it was for the best that she hadn't asked. Other than the audition she'd gone on this morning for a KO Pectate commercial where she had to say the word diarrhea twice in 6 lines of copy, and which she probably wouldn't get anyway because she never booked anything. She hadn't been up to much more than talking nasty to anonymous men on the hot calls phone sex line. Girl, do they still do that? Hell, is they hiring? I would love to sell some voice. Where do they sell voice at? Since her career, if you could call it that, as an actress was going exactly nowhere. She'd been doing the phone sex thing. A friend of hers, another out-of-work actress, turned her on to it, and though she hated it, the money was decent. Pass. I don't want no decent money. I want great money. I need big money to sell dreams to a mother hoochie, because suppose the mother hoochie hear my voice out in public and believe I belong to his ass or her ass, depending on what day it paid for acting classes and whatnot. This inadvisable shopping jaunt fell under the category of whatnot. Before pursuing acting in earnest, Kendra had been featured in many high-profile rap music videos. Her shapely body, full natural breast, voluptuous hips attached to an inexplicably tiny waist, and an ass that looked like an African sculpture. Thick, shoulder-length black hair and dark brown skin that seemed to glow even in the winter kept her in high demand on the hip-hop video circuit. She was not the stereotypical video hoe, mind you. Those girls, jiggling body parts only made the final cut. Kendra was featured face and all as the sexy love interest of Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Puff Daddy, Snoop Dogg, and Floss, to name but a few. She was the main chick next to the biggest names in hip-hop. They all tried to run the same lines on her, but she kept it strictly professional. Okay, she'd effed Nelly once, but that was all. An appearance in a Floss video was what put her on Lamont's radar. She wasn't clear on why his assistant had summoned her to his office, but it didn't take long to figure it out. He asked her where she was from, Naples, Florida, and what her dreams were to be a serious film actress, and what her favorite movie was, Pretty Woman. He told her he was intrigued by her. He said he had something special. He told her she could do a lot more than sit next to some rap star and look pretty. Then he suggested they have dinner sometime and took her home number. Pause. Remember back in the day where a video wasn't a video unless you had models in it? I mean real models, not video hoes, models. For instance, that Ja Rule and Bobby Brown video. Well, I know you're getting bored. DMX, Danger, Heavy D's. I got nothing but love for you, baby. Jay-Z, excuse me, what's your name? At this point right now, I believe that the Lamont character is focusing around Russell Simmons because, you know, that's what he did. He did Models, girl. That was what he did at his best. Models. That Kamora Lee, woo! But he married Kamora Lee, so I don't know what's happening with the girl Kendra. She waited for him to call for over 3 weeks. She thought about calling his office. She hadn't gotten his personal numbers, but decided against it. When he rang, it made her happier than she had been in a long time, even though she didn't think he was all that cute. But he had a way about him that made her palms sweaty. It was definitely the power thing. After they'd slept together once, he asked her to take a HIV test at his doctor's office because he hated rubbers. It offended her. Did he think because she slept with him after only 3 dates and she had appeared in rap videos that she was some kind of slut? But then he said, all cool and collected. Hey, if you don't want to, don't. And she sensed an implied threat. Like he had another girl on speed dial who'd run right over with her test results in hand if she didn't. She had the test the next day. When it came back negative, Lamont gave her his verbal assurance that he was clean. They started doing all kinds of freaky things in bed. Yeah, I bet. I bet you she was giving his ass the thumb blink. If you know what I'm saying, the thumb blink. I think men can sense when women are pressed. Anytime a woman is willing to jump out the window for a person or a dude or a female, whatever it is, that won't open the door for you, that's going to show itself later on in the relationship. That's why Lamont ain't with her ass no more, because he don't respect her. It's like you don't gain the respect for yourself until you understand, oh, I didn't respect myself, so why should I expect for that person to respect me? Because there ain't no way I'm about to take a test for you to give me a verbal. Oh, I'm clean. What, bitch? I had to take a HIV test, but all you get to say is, oh, I'm clean? 2 weeks into the relationship, he told her the video thing was tacky and said she'd have to move on from that. Lamont almost never made suggestions. He made commands. He got her an agent to set her up for commercial and film auditions, which Kendra felt was a great big step toward her goal of becoming the next Vivica A. Fox. Do y'all remember when Vivica A. Fox was that big? She ain't even had the best body. And she had a round-the-way girl face. Remember when all you had to do was just be regular? Like you didn't need to have makeup on? I don't know why black women have always been obsessed with wigs, you know, back then, hard ones. But remember when we didn't need all the extras to be spectacular? You know, now I don't know what's wrong with you, bitch. She and Lamont were together for 2 years, the longest relationship Kendra had ever had. Yep. I kind of knew that. And that was because she was pressing him, not because he wanted her, but because she just wouldn't go nowhere. He laced her with money and the hottest clothes. They went on trips to Maui, St. Bart's, St. Tropez. They took weekend trips to Miami or Atlanta for A-list industry parties. Everything first class. Being Lamont's official honey gave her status. When she ran into the rappers whose videos she'd appeared in, they treated her with more respect. She'd even had her picture on New York Magazine's party page, taken at a charity benefit she'd gone to with Lamont, although they didn't list her name in the caption. They called her a friend. When you look back at yourself and you be like, what the fuck did I even tolerate this? Why did I tolerate this? Stupid. Everything seemed to be moving along perfectly. Before Lamont, she was always hustling to get her next job to pay the bills, dating guys she liked but didn't love, and prone to bouts of depression. During the Lamont phase, she still wasn't working much, but at least was getting better auditions. She just loved that man to death, and the lifestyle wasn't too hard to love either. It was the happiest she had ever been in her life. Then he dumped her. Wham, bam, and that was it. She never saw it coming. Bitch. F you. This Mimi girl's Aaliyah. I'm standing 10 toes planted on it. I'm not changing on it. And if you don't like it, head to the door, bitch. So Kendra's a friend of yours? Mimi asked as the driver made his way to the Malia Mills store. Not really, Vanessa said lightly. When Vanessa opened her mouth, it was hard to tell if she was going to speak or yawn. You don't like her? She's Lamont's ex, Vanessa reluctantly revealed. One day, Lamont was all into Kendra, and the next day she was gone. Vanessa had never gotten the full story, nor did she particularly care. She'd learned to keep out of Lamont's business. Staying on his good side meant she got little treats like today. She wasn't very friendly, Mimi pressed. She was nice enough, Vanessa said cautiously. To you? Everyone is to my face, Vanessa said bluntly. She had no close girlfriends. They all became caddies sooner or later. Sweetie, you have to understand that everyone wants Lamont's attention. Now that you're his pet project, you're getting more attention than anyone. Pet project. Mimi did not like the sound of that. Girl, it is what it is. You the flavor of the day. And as long as you understand when you're dealing with these celebrities that that's what it is, you'll stay grounded. That, always remember, you're the it in the moment. And when you're not in the moment, you're not the it. You want to chase the it factor because you like the way that it factor feels. But when in reality, girl, when it's over with these lunatics, it be over. Pet project. Mimi did not like the sound of that. You know what I mean. Vanessa said, tiring of the conversation. He's putting a lot of energy into launching your career. People can get jealous. So Kendra is jealous of me just because I'm signed to the label? Mimi asked, trying to understand. He's like my boss. Yes, but you're pretty and you're female, and she's jealous of that, I'm sure. I heard she was devastated when he dumped her. She wouldn't even leave her apartment for weeks. Pass. Pass. Nigga, pass. Vanessa pushed a lock of hair behind her ear. If I were as fat as her, I'd be depressed too. After a beat during which Mimi wondered if they were still talking about the same person, she said, she's not fat. She has fat aura, Vanessa said. It's only a matter of time. Mimi caught herself staring at Vanessa, and she was about to turn away because it was rude, but Vanessa just sat there comfortably, looking straight ahead. She was obviously a person who had grown accustomed to being stared at and enjoyed it. All day, Mimi had marveled at how perfect Vanessa's skin was. Did she have to go to the dermatologist and get those peels like Mimi had been getting? Vanessa's hair was so shiny and bouncy, and every time they were into a different store, the lighting would pick up all the different shades of brown woven in the long strands. Was that natural? In profile, Vanessa's nose had the perfect slope, and Mimi could see how far her eyelashes fanned out. And whenever Vanessa walked by, she'd get a sweet whiff of her perfume. After being out all day, she could still smell the scent. It never faded. That's why y'all need that Bath and Body Works. I think it's called Sweet Cheeks or I'm Cheeky. Now sitting 10 inches away from Vanessa, Mimi felt like she was looking at an airbrushed picture of her in a magazine, and somewhere within the magazine a perfume strip was open. But Vanessa was so bitchy to everyone she had encountered that Mimi wondered if maybe she had PMS or something. Mimi assumed the only reason she had been spared was because she had come with Lamont's stamp of approval. Or maybe Vanessa actually did like her. Vanessa was gorgeous, rich, and she had everything anyone could ask for, including an adorable, healthy baby. What on earth does she have to be so cranky about? 'Cause she's a bitch. That's what bitches do. They be cranky and crotchety. What on earth does she have to be so cranky about? Mimi wondered. Like that mean comment about Kendra. Was that her way of being funny? But then Mimi smiled, having a delayed reaction to the fact that Vanessa had called her pretty. Lamont thought she had star quality, and Vanessa de la Cruz, Miss Perfection, thought she was pretty. Life wasn't so bad. So why'd Lamont dump Kendra? Mimi asked. Who knows? Vanessa replied as the car pulled up to Malia Mill's shop. This was going to be their last stop. Mimi didn't know what kind of store it was until they walked in and she saw it filled with bathing suits. What a sweetheart Lamont is turning out to be, she thought. Hooking me up with Lena, having me styled by Vanessa de la Cruz, buying me all this stuff. Vanessa held up a brightly striped bikini and noted her approval. Cute. Picking up on Vanessa's mantra of the day, Mimi jokingly agreed. It's a must-have.